Hello, this is Ohasa. This video is an update on the Battle Jewels Wastelands. I've been blessed by the #1 guild out of all districts called RadiantArt with their strategies. They've given me permission to use it and share with the public. Their guild logo is on the YouTube thumbnail, and I will also be sharing my learnings with our guild in this video too. Before we start, a big shout out to RadiantArt Guild and Lucia. I sincerely thank you for sharing your strategies. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to break this into a few phases. The prep and stage 1 are together, stage 2, final boss, round 2 and endless, and then tips and tricks. Things you should know are that this BD map is more suited for whales, so if your guild's power is around 30 mil, you should expect to reach the boss and possibly kill it. If you're a whale guild, you should be able to go to round 2, round 3, round 4, 2 to 3 maybe. And if your guild is like 20 mil average, I recommend you just enjoy the process and learn the strategy. So because I have info and strategies from whale guilds and an average guild like myself, I have perspectives from all sides, which is why we have an update as well. So we have a more efficient way to do this. And I have a cool PowerPoint that I made. And so know that if you are if you're versing guilds at your level, you get way higher than them if you follow this strategy correctly and your guild is united. Let's take a look at the map for newer players. Okay. Just a quick heads up, this stage requires the most thought, the stage 1, the prep thing, because all the strategy comes from the prep. So I'm assuming your guild leader is a shot caller. First I need to decide who goes to where, to what camp. So the guild leader needs to know which of their heroes have plus 15 weapons. Okay, I recommend you have a list of every single member, all their X+ weapons, because you're going to do more battle drills later, and then you can keep an updated spreadsheet or a list of them. And furthermore, if you're just a member or a vice, share it with your guild members, and you can also learn how to set your own teams by yourself, and you can help others. But generally, you're looking for people who have the most invested heroes at X+ 15, and then following my tier list, which I'll show you in a second. But it's fine if you don't have either. It's fine if you don't have X+ 15. There's a job, there's a role for everyone. Okay, you can see this is my guild. We're in day 2. We just started day 2. And I'm just showing for the first timers, you have 3 camps. You have top camp, you have left camp, and you have right camp. Okay, so prep in stage 1. So first you got to understand, like, looking at your heroes, at your hero list, how do you know which camp to go to? Well, simple. Top camp, you have 2 or more X15 pluses. You are one of the 6 strongest members in your guild. Very easy mistake that guild leaders make is that they look at their power, the power levels of their guilds, and like, okay, you're the strongest. You will be in top camp. And then you see they do little damage because even though they're high power, they don't have the right heroes invested. So it's very important to take note of the X weapons or who have the X weapons. Okay. So I made that mistake as well. We had 2 members. I found 2 members who didn't have any. I swapped them, but then there were 2 more members who I didn't check. And yeah, because I assumed like they had really high power. They had like 36, 38 power, and I was like, okay, yeah, they should have OD X15 plus. They should have this and that, but they didn't. So we were really, really slow. Okay, so right camp, this is the middle of the pack members. Their job is to go through both passageways and towers and bosses. So you're gonna have like different teams for both. And then ideally they have 1 X+ 15 hero or more. And for the left camp, their job is to mainly do passageways. These are your weakest members, and it's okay to be weak. Usually they have no X15 plus weapons, but if they do, that's a huge bonus because they're your weakest members. So that's really, really good. So I'll show you my guild list allocation, my Discord, and feel free to join my Discord. Link is in the description below. I'll share my list here. So this is how I have a separate list that I made with the X plus 15 weapons. I'm not going to show it to you, just avoiding minimize privacy, give them more privacy, sorry. As you can see, these are my 6 top players. Right camp 12 here, left camp 12 here. They have tick signs. It just means that they've sent me the screenshots and I've formed their teams for them. And hopefully they all watch this video and you can form your own teams. Hopefully. So it's really useful to have a Discord so you can communicate and share screenshots easily. We just have, like, say, battle drills, and you can have people just send their stuff, you know. They can have people send their stuff, and yeah, super easy to communicate. Okay, so I found that after I showed them, like, the heroes, I made the teams for them, I really found that it helped my guildies understand what heroes are seen as valuable and worth investing in for future. I found that it gave them more confidence in their investments and future planning. I also thought that after my guild's first battle drill, everyone would be, like, really depressed. But to my surprise, the morale was very, very, very high, and everyone was, like, happy to go again. So, like, that's really cool. So now you have the heroes. I'll show you how to organize your teams through the chart that I made, okay? So this is the tier list or the chart. You can see on the right, magic damage trumps everything else. Just because you can watch in my old video, but the boss's kits and a lot of units have physical damage resistance. Like the final boss has 85% physical damage resistance. Like, that's stupid. Okay, it makes your teams, it makes it very limited to what you're able to use. So magic damage is the best, followed by true damage. True damage is separate from physical damage. True damage ignores all the magical and physical resistance. But magic damage is higher because there are some bosses and stuff that take more damage from magical damage. Okay. So you can see here there are 3 rows of magic damage, and then the 4th row is true damage, and then the last row is supports. Okay. So everyone's gonna have a magic, like, should have something like this. They should have I'm expecting an OD invested at plus 15 or at 10 or 5 or something like this. They should have an OD. They should have a Smokey because of Dream Realm. They should have a Rainier at Mythic Plus or Mythic because everyone, that's the meta, like, everyone kind of knows that. If you don't, that's okay. That's okay. And then it'd be nice if you have these. Generally, I'm expecting people should also have an Aeron team to clear for passageways, but also have an Aeron team just to deal magic damage too. These are just people. I'm not. You shouldn't expect people to have a 3rd magic team. Rather, they should have a true damage team. So they should have some of these invested, generally and merrily. And yeah, these are just bonus people who do magic damage. The supports are very, very useful. Igor especially because, oh, sorry, not Igor, Thorin, because his seasonal skill for Song of Strife, it deals, lets your team deal bonus damage to the bosses, and Shakir's Looping Aura gives your team a attack bonus buff. Okay. So, like I said, don't panic if you don't have any of these invested. Don't regret your choices, as every hero have their uses, maybe just not battle drills. And a reminder, battle drills for the average player is about playing together with a guild, teamwork, and having fun, and learning the strategy part, which is what this video is about. And again, every member play an important job, especially passageways. Passageways are super important in this battle drills. Alright, so now that you know what you're working with, you know what camp you're going to go, and you know, like, you have a list of your heroes. I'm going to show you how you can form your teams, okay? So we'll start with the top camp. The top camp, like I said before, the 6 strongest players should be here. It's a very pivotal role. The reason why your damage is so high here is because of the X plus 15. Anyone who has X15 heroes will gain a 250% damage boost. Okay, so this is where all your damage is coming from. So if you missing one person from this team, you're losing like 17% damage for the whole battle drills, which is really sad. I've heard some stories where people like go AWOL or missing or quit the game. Very, very sad. So make sure you have 6 strong active players from your guild. Right, your pathing will be just head to Marley at the beginning, and then you do Stage 2 Towers and then final boss. Pathing for the top 6 are very simple, okay? So you start off here, top camp, and you make your way down to Marley, and then you shouldn't really be hoping down here, and then after you're just saving your stamina for all of these towers, and then save your stamina for the final boss and go for the final boss. Very simple, very simple. So you're gonna have everyone gets 10 slots, 10 units to start with. You're gonna have 2 teams of 5, obviously for just bossing. And you're gonna have like passageways, like 2 passageways, 2 passageways, 12 passageways. Everyone should just be using their weakest team. So team 1 will be like the strongest teams, and then team 2 you can just split them up using 3, like using the 5-man shuffle to just go down to Marley. So that way you guys don't have to fight about over who should be doing the passageways. Just use your second team, okay? In teams of 5. So now we're going to do an example of looking at a top camp members heroes list and showing you how I would organize their teams. Okay, top camps is very simple. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is my team on the right, and then the tier list is on the left. And so we're just gonna go through how I would do this. Okay, so let's just say it's not mine, it doesn't matter. This is how I would do for anyone's. So the top row, you're looking for Odie, Smokey, Rainier, Cassidy. Okay, so I have Odie. Where's Smokey? Okay, Smokey. Rainier is down at the bottom somewhere, so I'm just gonna pretend there's a Rainier there. Cassidy is here, 2-star, that's good. And then I'm missing 1. Okay, so I can add Lily May. I don't have a Taline or Alsa. My Alsa's 2-star, but my Lily May is obviously Paragon, 5-star. You know, I told everyone to go all in for Lily May. If you want to know why and you want to understand her, you can look up my Lily May video guide. Oh, just pause. Like thank you so much for everyone's support on the Lily May guide. It hit 2K views. Like, so I'm stoked. Like, I'm just a new content creator, so I'm really happy. And that's why I'm sharing. So sorry about that. Back to this. So that's team 1. Now you're gonna go to team 2. Okay, so you can either go a full true damage or magic 2. So we're gonna build the magic 2 team first. It's obviously I think it's really highly likely that it's gonna be a magic team because the chart is magic damage over true damage. Okay. Right. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 2 more people. So who else does magic? Okay, so we're gonna go Alsa, and Citron is really good because it gives a buff to everyone and debuffs the enemy as well. So this is pretty nice to have. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, and then we're gonna have the true damage. So you can't get the 3rd team until Marley is dead, but we're just gonna you know, this is the prep stage. So you're planning. You should be planning ahead all your teams before going in. I'm missing one more true damage, which is I forgot his name. Corin. Okay. So this is will be my team. I could have extra support. I could have Shakir. I could have Freyesto. Freyesto actually does a fair bit of damage, so might want to replace maybe Alsa or maybe Citrana for Freyesto. Might have to mix and match. I mean, you remember you can swap out heroes. You can swap out heroes anytime. To try and experiment. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but all I know is that they do magic damage and they will definitely help you. Okay. Right. So that's the top camp. And let me show you. We're gonna wrap up the top camp with looking at an example of a replay. So currently we're in day 2, like I said, and so we'll take a look. I am the top contributor, and this is the red team. Okay, so we have here, and let's check out a replay. So Odie obviously will do like really high damage. He's plus 20, and he's poison stacked. Okay, so you have like 90 seconds to stack poison. So that's why his damage is so high. You have Lily May, who is also at plus 20, and she gets bonus stacks from from Smokey's buffs. So she gets 2 non-permanent buffs, and that helps give her more Rainstorm Ballets. And then Cassidy and Rainier debuff the enemy, giving your team much more damage. And Smokey obviously is for the haste and for the heals. Okay, so that's 2.8. Yeah. Alright, and yeah, my guild is like a above average guild. We're not whale guild. I'm like the only whale in the guild. But, you know, we're doing pretty good progress so far. Okay, so moving on to the next camp. Okay, so now we're looking at the right camp. I hope I did a good explanation of the top camp. For the right camp, their job, like I said before, is they're going to have teams that do passageways and teams that do towers and bossing. The reason is because obviously you're going to do passageways here. There's a lot of passageways here, and then you're going to go through the towers. So ideally, these people, they have at least one X plus 15 hero, ideally Odie, and then if not, then yeah. And then they're pathing towards Marilee. So let me just show you the pathing. So you're going to go here. Maybe you can get the pen. Yeah, you're going to go here, tower. So you don't do this, okay? Do not do that. You just go here, and then you go to Marilee, okay? Okay. So for your teams, okay, you're gonna have 10 units, okay? So 3, 3, 4, that makes 10, okay? So the first 3 will be passage, and then boss. So you have one team to do for bossing, for towers, and then the other units are for passageways. Because you want teams of 3, because ideally you want to finish in 3, use the minimum amount of units to get the maximum amount of efficiency with your stamina. After you take down the buff tower, then you can pivot to 2 5-man teams. Okay, so the buff tower is destroyed. There's no passageways anymore, or not many passageways anymore. So that's why you're better off transitioning to 2 5-man teams, even if they don't have X plus 15 weapons on their second team. Doesn't matter, because everyone will be going to buff towers, and you should use 5 people. An alternate for what you can do for ultimate people who have strong teams, 2 strong teams, just give them 5-5 immediately. You don't give them passageway teams, just use 2 5-man teams. When the buff tower is destroyed, then you go for hot pursuit. And if you're an average guild or below, everyone should go hot pursuit. Everyone should go hot pursuit. And if you are a whale guild and you know, or you're an above average guild, you know you're going to get to round 2, or you think you can make it to round 2, get 3 to 4 people on Iron Resolve, because obviously Iron Resolve only works for towers that have 5 units or more, which is none until you get to round 2. Okay. Right. So let's take a look at an example of a right camp heroes list, and it's my guildie as well. Give me a second. Okay, so this is my heroes list. So someone else's heroes list, and they're more suited for the right camp. You can see that they have an OD here, plus 15. So yeah, that's why. Oh, that's quite thick. It's quite thick. I'm just gonna change the thickness. How's that? Okay, that's good. So again, Magic 1, okay, we're just looking for the same heroes. So Odie, Rainier, let's just assume, like they I think they do have a Rainier, but let's assume that they don't, okay? So if they don't have a Rainier, they still have a Smokey, they have a Cassidy, and we're just looking for one more person. So for me, you can do Citrana. They don't have a Citrana. They can do Carolina because of the magic debuff, okay? And or they can go Alsa. Alsa's nice too. So I think I'm gonna go with the Alsa. Okay, so that's a team of 4. Okay, so not a team of 5, a team of 4, because you only have 10 units. And then we're gonna go blue. So easy, very easy Aeron team, Aeron clearing team. And then because the others are a passageway team, we're not going to go the true damage team just yet. We're just going to have looking for AoE heroes that that can clear passageways. Okay, so we can do this, we can do this, and we can do that. Okay, and then for the final team, so when they bring in Marilee, when Marilee is down, they bring in 5 heroes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be their true damage team. Okay, and then they can bring in Shakir. Okay. Now when they get to the final boss, you can see that Reese and Cisia won't be doing much damage at all, so you're better off when you get to the final boss, just replace Cisia and Reese with more magic damage. So they don't really have many options, but they can put in Ludovic, or they can put in this, oh, forgot his name, Viper. They can put in Viper. So that's how you can think about it for a right camp member. Okay, so funnily, like right camp has a lot more strategy involved, but yeah, it's quite, it might sound very hard, but it's not. It's quite simple once you understand. So I'll say it again: red team 1, 2, 3, 4 for the boss, and then 2 passageway teams. So blue passageway team 1, and then yellow passageway team 2, and then green will be for when Marilee is dead. Okay. So so if you have a boss team, so in the passageways here at the beginning, right? Don't attack the passageways with your red team. Save it. Save their stamina for when you get to the tower. Okay. So I'm just gonna show you a example. 500 bill. That's pretty good. Is it mil or bill? It's bill. And then here they use Carolina. Okay, Carolina did. Whoa, that's really cool. Carolina 3-star did the similar amount of damage as a 5-star OD. Maybe I would swap that Alsa for a Carolina. Okay, let's take a look at the replay. Okay. Okay, we're gonna pause here. Okay, so we're back with the left camp. So with the left camp, their job is mainly to go passageways. You have the weakest members going here usually, and they usually have no X+15 weapons, and it's no problem if they don't. If they do have X+15 weapons, then count yourself blessed. And if you're a whale guild, then everyone should have all this stuff, so it's expected. For pathing, you start off at your camp, you take down the passageways, buff tower, and then you go to the far left where you have 96 passageways, and then at the same time, if they have boss teams, they're fighting the towers as well towards Merrily. Okay, so a bit complex as well. Again, you have 334 organization of your 10 units, so the 4 units are for bossing, and then you have 2 passageway teams again. If they don't have a very strong, they should have a 1 red team, they should have a boss team, but let's just say they don't, then you would just go like all passageway units. Okay. So then how it would work is like this. So you do your passageways, you save your stamina. If you have a boss team, save your stamina for the tower, and then you go to the tower. And then how you would have 2 teams to go passageways. So you go here, and then you have 1 team for bossing, and you go up here. Okay. And so that's how they do both at the same time. Because it's kind of a waste to use Odie, Rainier, Cassidy for this, and they can't even clear it that quickly. They can, but not as quick as an actual proper team designed for passageways. For buffs, everyone go Hot Pursuit. So if you're an average guild or lower, go all Hot Pursuit. Wait, Hot Pursuit? Oh, that's sorry, that's wrong. Let me correct that. There we go. All Trailblazer. I don't know what you're talking about. There was no such thing as Hot Pursuit. So all Trailblazer, if you're an average guild or less, so then you can make it to the final boss because there's so many passageways. But if you think you can make it to round 2, or you can make it to round 2, then only about 7 to 10 people should go Trailblazer, and the rest can go True Potential, because there are a lot of elite stronghold battles as well. So you can get through the towers pretty quickly. Right. Now let's take a look at the left camp example of a guildie who has like heroes suitable for the left camp. Okay, so here we are with someone who has the heroes suitable for this. So you can see the hero list is very different, and that's okay. So they have this, they have the Rainier, which is good. They have Smokey. Oh, they have Cassidy too. That's very nice. So that's a team of 4. Done. Easy. And then you go AoE. Okay, so magic, and magic. So Aaron is not that well built, but that's fine. He can help tank. And then you have and even if he can tornado immediately, but let's say you don't, sorry, he can still tornado later. Okay, and then we have a physical magic, and who else can do AoE? So we have Carolina and Arden. Who will deal more damage? Let's go. Well, either way, should be fine. I'm just gonna take Carolina. And then for the last 5 teams, 5 units, sorry, they're gonna get the Thorin. They're gonna get more magic, and AoE. Okay, so AoE and magic are good. So again here, once they get, they're gonna use red, blue, and yellow as their teams. Red is for bossing, blue is for passageways, yellow is for passageways. And then when Merrily is down, you bring in green, and then you can add Carolina to your red team, so that will make a team of 5. Okay, and then the rest will be dedicated to passageways, okay, because their team is not that great for bossing. And then when they get to the final boss, then you can switch out Reese for another magic damage, maybe nearer or true damage, something like this. Or you can bring Leica for support. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's how it's gonna go. All right. Moving on. Okay. So wrapping up stage 1, everyone kind of knows where they're going. This image is from RadiantArt. Okay. And this is how they did it. So you can see everyone splits off to their camps. Okay. Top camp's going straight down to Marilee. Right camp, okay, they're going 3-3-4, clear the passageways, take down the towers, and then pivot to a 5-5, and you're going to take down the towers to reach Marilee. Going to help with Marilee and help take down Marilee 5-5, okay? Then you have the left side, they go 3-3-4 as well, passageways for 3s, and then boss teams for the tower. Your passageway teams will go here, take down the passageways, and then your boss team will take down the towers. So they're going to slowly, because they're doing both, they're going to slowly make their way here. And then by this time, hopefully everyone will unite at Marilee. Now, it depends on the speed of the top and the right and the left. It depends on everyone's speed to get to Marilee. If the top camp and right camp have killed Marilee, and then you would just send your resources depending on how everyone's speed. So then you can clear all of this. When everyone is united, when all of this is united, everyone is going to work on the 96 passages. Okay? The top camp, they're not going to do anything. The top camp is just going to wait until the stage 2 for the towers. So they're just going to save their stamina to get until here. Okay? Unless they overflow stamina, then they should help out. Okay? Alright. Now let's talk about stage 2. Okay, so stage 2, if you're familiar with the towers, let me show you this. Okay, this is also from RadiantArt. You can see that big symbol. This is stage 2, so you've cleared the whole bottom half, okay, or 2/3 of the map. Now you're in the last part before the final boss. You notice that there are 6 towers, okay, and you notice the order is very odd, or interesting. Okay, why they are like this? Okay, 1 and 2 is you go 1 here and 2 here first because they are 2-man teams. They are 2-man towers, and which buff helps you deal extra damage to 2-man towers? That's Hot Pursuit. Okay, so that's why you do 1 first and then 2. 6 is also a 2-man tower, but it's actually last. Why? Because you have Lumont and Valen, who have invincibility frames, meaning they have moments where you can't attack them, they stun you. It's very annoying. So ideally, you want to destroy the weakest towers to get the +5 stats. Every time you destroy a tower, you get +5 stats. And then by the time you get to Lumont and Valen, they're easier to kill, but they're still annoying nonetheless. So for how you do this, you just continue with your jobs. If you have passageway teams, clear the passageways in the order. If you have boss teams, save your stamina until the towers are open, and then you take them down in that order. And you go on like this until you reach the final boss. Okay, so if you've gotten to this stage, congratulations. This means your guild has managed to work together quite well to reach this point. Try to take it down, but don't feel bad if you can't. Okay, so with the final boss, you switch. So if you have any passageway teams, if you have any AoE heroes or units that aren't useful for your 3 teams, because you should be making 3 teams of 5 now, swap whatever you need and then bring in more magic damage, bring in more true damage, bring in heroes that are like, you know, take out Cecia, take out Reese, take out those physical AoE heroes that aren't that useful, and all in on the final boss. Okay, there's not much to say here. If you're interested in the abilities and whatnot, go look at the old Battle Drills guide. we go through the abilities, we go through the formations, we go through all of that in the old guide. It's just with the formations and stuff, nothing much has really changed. Just use the tier list that I gave you here in this video to help with that. So moving on, then you will go to the endless mode. So once you've reached round 2, your buffs and your stats carry on, and from this point on, like, I'm not allowed to actually tell you what like the best way to do it is, because I signed an NDA. No, I'm joking. But I did promise I would keep my lips tight. So what you can do is, like, you know, use the knowledge that you have, everything that I've gave you, and then you can try to experiment or try to see what the best way is. You can actually just stick to the normal route and it will still do absolutely fine. But yeah, that's it for the strategy, in terms of the strategy from RadiantArt. Okay, let's move on to tips and tricks. So I'll just put it all here instead of making extra slides. I just want to go through it very quickly. So number 1, passageways. Remember, you want to use 3-man teams. You want to finish at the 45 to 60 second mark. If you finish at 60 seconds, you get 6 stamina back. 45 seconds, 4 stamina, and 30 seconds, 2 stamina. This is why you want to finish before the 60 second mark with 3-man teams. If you can't, then that's okay. Keep it at 3-man team. You can get it 45 seconds. That's good. If it's at 30 seconds, I'm not sure. You're probably better off using 4-man teams. And then if you can't do that still, then you can use 5-man teams. Okay. Don't forget to experiment a lot using the reset or the replay button. So during a match, you can actually reset. So there should be a reset button somewhere here, and then you can pause. You pause the fight. So you pass the 30 second mark. You're down to 20 seconds or something like this. You can see that you can't finish it. So you pause. You can retry, try out different heroes, try out different formations, and then see if that works better. Okay. And then number 3, saving stamina and overflow. So this is just what I mentioned numerous times throughout the video. So let's say you have a boss team. You don't use your boss team for passageways. Save your stamina. Rather, you wait until the rest of your team has unlocked to the towers, and then you use your boss team for the towers. Okay, so this is what I mean by save your stamina. But let's just say that your boss team is going to overflow in stamina. So you have over 72 stamina, or you know you're going to reach over 72 stamina. Then you use your teams, your red team, to fight some passageways, or use it one time, or use it so that you won't overflow in stamina the next day. Okay. Switching heroes. So let's say that there's a switching hero trick where, let's just say that you want, say I have an open slot, okay, or Marley is open, and I want to give them, let's say I want Odie to have 24 more stamina, and I have an open slot. Okay, so what I do is I don't put in any hero, leave the slot open. Okay, and then I switch a hero with say someone else that I want, that I need, and then I switch it. Okay, and then see, Odie's gone now, and then see the open slot. When I put in a new open slot, Odie will get plus 24. So anyone who goes into a new slot, they get 24 stamina, plus 24 stamina. So that open slot, Odie will get. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I don't want Vala. I gotta swap my Odie back. There we go. Okay. Moving on. There's a 5-man shuffle technique. If you're not sure how to use your stamina, if the three-man passageway teams work, but you have 5 people to shuffle through, how do you efficiently use their stamina? Well, I made a video called the 5-man shuffle. Hyperlink is attached to the slideshow. I'm gonna add the slide to the slides to the Discord so you can look at it, and you can watch the video on YouTube. Just type in Uhasa 5-man shuffle and you'll find it there. Alternatively, you could just go down, like, you know, whoever has the highest stamina, and you can shuffle down. But the 5-man shuffle is actually more efficient in terms of energy and stamina. Number 6, remember that true damage heroes will deal, like, some only activate their true damage when the enemy is at less than 50% HP. So that means 49% or less, that's when their true damage activates. So if you have Vala, your damage is going to be quite garbage. But if you unlock the true damage, that's when she would deal a lot more damage. Not as much damage as Odie at all, like it's far cry from there, but she would do a lot more damage than if the HP was above 50%. This also applies to Scarlita. Now, knowledge on the bosses. So you can see in this video, I didn't have time to go through all the boss abilities. I don't want to, because I have another video that explains it all, and also have a written guide in the Discord too. And the last one is team composition examples. Again, I think I've shown you plenty of examples here, but we also have lots of real examples in the old Battle Drills guide too. Okay, and that wraps up for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I read everyone's comments, or join the Discord as well. And if you have questions, like you can message me in the Discord. All right, thank you. Take care, and good luck in your battle drills. Oh, wait, there's this is the RadiantArt. This is the RadiantArt from the last battle drills that they did. Look, 36 strongholds, 2,313 trillion damage. Okay, crazy. This is insane. Okay, the #1 guild in the whole game right now. Okay, that's how strong they are. So again, shout out to Lucia. Thank you so much to RadiantArt, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.